Look, I am not going to sugarcoat this. I am a Kralgoth warrior, 7 feet of pure muscle, scales harder than titanium, reflexes that could catch plasma bolts mid-air. My species conquered 12 star systems before humans even discovered fire. So when I walked into that dingy bar on Station 12 and saw her sitting there, this tiny Earth female nursing some disgusting brown liquid, I thought it would be funny. You know, harmless fun. Her name was Maya Reeves, 5 foot nothing, maybe 120 pounds soaking wet, with dark hair tied back in what humans call a ponytail. She wore simple combat pants and a tank top that showed arms that looked like they belonged on a teenager, not a fighter. No armor, no weapons, nothing. I had been drinking Vorelian whiskey for 3 hours, which, let me tell you, is a terrible idea. That stuff burns through your logic centers faster than acid through hull plating. My crew was laughing, slapping tables, and someone, probably Krix with his big stupid mouth, dared me to challenge one of the humans to a sparring match. Now, here is where I should have remembered the reports. The warnings. The 17 different memos from High Command saying, quote, "Do not engage humans in physical combat without proper assessment," unquote. But did I remember? No, because I am an idiot, apparently. I swaggered over to her table. Each step made the floor shake a little. She did not even look up from her drink. "You," I said, my voice rumbling like thunder. "Human female. I challenge you to combat." She took a sip of her drink, still did not look at me. "Not interested," she said. Her voice was calm, almost bored. Oh, that made it worse. My crew started hooting and hollering behind me. Krix was practically howling. I could feel my scales heating up with embarrassment and anger. "I am Vex, champion of the 3rd Fleet," I announced, puffing out my chest. "I have defeated warriors from 16 species in single combat. Are you afraid, little human?" That got her attention. She slowly, oh so slowly, turned her head to look up at me. Her eyes were brown, warm like earth soil, but there was something in them, something cold, something calculating. "Afraid?" she asked, raising one eyebrow. "Of you?" She started laughing. Not nervous laughter, not scared laughter. Full, genuine amusement, like I had just told the funniest joke in the galaxy. "Oh man," she said, wiping her eyes. "You really have no idea, do you? I know that I will crush you in seconds." I growled. She stood up. Gods, she barely came up to my chest. This was going to be pathetic. "Fine," she said, cracking her knuckles. Each pop sounded unnaturally loud in the sudden silence of the bar. "But when you wake up, don't say I didn't warn you. When I wake up, the audacity, the sheer unbelievable arrogance." I loved it. This was going to be so satisfying. We moved to the station's sparring arena, a reinforced room designed to handle combat between different species. The walls were triple-layered durasteel. The floor had impact dampeners. Good thing too, because I planned to slam her into it hard enough to leave a crater. Maya walked to her corner, did a few stretches that looked completely inadequate, and then just stood there, waiting. Relaxed, like she was about to take a nap, not fight a Kralgoth warrior. The automated referee system activated. Combatants ready. Standard rules. No lethal force. Fight ends on knockout, submission or judge stoppage. Begin on my mark. 3, 2, 1. Engage. I charged. Fast, fast. Than most beings could track. My claws extended, ready to grab her, lift her, and throw her into the wall just hard enough to knock the wind out without actually breaking bones. I am not a monster. She moved. No, that is not right. She did not move. She vanished. One moment she was there, the next she was not, and my momentum carried me forward into nothing. I stumbled, confused, and then something hit my kidney. Hard. Pain exploded up my spine. Actual pain. Through my scales. Through layers of muscle that could stop low-caliber rounds. Impossible. I spun around, swiping with my claws. Missed. Another impact. This time on my knee. It buckled. I went down on one leg and something hit the back of my head so hard my vision went white for a second. How was this tiny human moving so fast? I roared, swinging wildly, but she was like smoke. Every attack hit air. Every counter she threw landed with surgical precision on joints, nerve clusters, weak points I did not even know I had. My crew had gone silent. The whole bar had gone silent. All I could hear was my own heavy breathing, and the soft, almost casual sound of her feet on the arena floor. "Getting tired, big guy?" she asked. Was she actually smiling? I tried to grab her, managed to get one claw on her arm. Victory. I squeezed. She should have screamed. Instead, she twisted, did something I still cannot explain, and suddenly I was airborne. Me, all 300 pounds of Kralgoth warrior, flying through the air like a child's toy. I hit the wall. The reinforced, triple-layered Durasteel wall. Hit it so hard the impact dampeners screamed. Everything went fuzzy. I tried to stand. Could not. Tried to focus my eyes. Could not. Maya was walking toward me, and she was saying something, but it sounded like it was coming from underwater. The last thing I remember before darkness took me was her voice, amused and slightly sympathetic. "Somebody really should have told you about gravity training." Then nothing. "Waking up hurts. Let me be clear about that. When you wake up from getting your scales handed to you by a human who weighs less than your left leg, every single part of your body decides to remind you what a complete and utter fool you are." I opened my eyes. The ceiling was white. Medical white. "Great, just great. Who won?" I croaked. My throat felt like I had swallowed broken glass. "Are you seriously asking that question right now? That voice?" I turned my head, which sent lightning bolts of pain down my neck, and there she was, Maya, sitting in a chair next to my medical bed, eating what looked like some kind of earth fruit. An apple, I think they call it. She looked completely fine. Not a scratch, not even breathing hard. I managed. "You won." She bit into the apple, chewed thoughtfully, and nodded. "Yeah, buddy, I won. About 15 seconds after the match started. Actually, you have been unconscious for 6 hours. 6 hours. I had been knocked out for 6 hours by someone who probably could not even reach the top shelf in a storage bay." "How?" I asked. It was the only word my brain could form. Maya leaned back in her chair, that infuriating smile still on her face. "You really want to know?" "Yes." I growled. Then, because my pride was already dead and buried, I added, "Please." "Okay. So here is the thing," she said, setting down her apple. "Earth is what we call a high-gravity world. 1.0 g seems normal to us, right? But your planet, Kralgoth Prime, I looked it up, 0.7 g, you guys evolved in an environment with 30% less gravity than mine." I stared at her. My brain was trying to process this information through several layers of pain and humiliation. "That means," she continued, clearly enjoying this, "that I have been training my entire life with a weighted vest that you cannot even perceive. Every step I take, every movement I make, my body is fighting against more gravitational force than yours ever has. Do you understand what that means for muscle density, bone strength, reflexes? Oh no. When I came to space," Maya said, standing up and walking around my bed, "everything suddenly got easier. Way easier. You know what it feels like to suddenly weigh 30% less than you did your whole life? It is like being given superpowers. I can move faster, hit harder, jump higher, all without even trying." She stopped at the foot of my bed, arms crossed. "And you," she pointed at me, "challenged someone from a death world to a fight. In low gravity, without doing any research. That is like me challenging a fish to a swimming contest and being surprised when I lose." Crix walked in at that moment, carrying what I assumed was food. He took one look at me, then at Maya, and started laughing so hard he nearly dropped the tray. "Shut up," I muttered. "Oh, I cannot," Crix wheezed. "This is the best thing that has happened all year. Vex the Mighty knocked out by a human girl who weighs as much as his armor. Command is never going to let you live this down. Never." Maya picked up her apple again. "To be fair, I did warn him." "You did," Crix agreed, still grinning like an idiot. "We all heard it," she said, and I quote, "When you wake up, do not say I did not warn you." Classic. The medical officer, a threen named Plix, shuffled in and scanned me with her equipment. "Concussion, bruised ribs, strained ligaments in both knees, and your ego is completely shattered. You will live. Fantastic," I muttered. Maya moved toward the door, then paused. "Shay? Vex?" I looked at her. "No hard feelings, okay? You are not the first alien to make this mistake, and you will not be the last. Humans look weak because we are built for a stronger environment. It is not your fault you did not know." She grinned, Well, actually, it kind of is your fault because you could have just asked instead of being a cocky jerk, but you know what I mean. Despite everything, despite the pain and the humiliation and the fact that my entire crew would mock me for the next decade, I laughed. It hurt my ribs, but I laughed. How many of us have you done this to? I asked. Done what? Accepted stupid challenges from overconfident aliens. She thought about it. You are number 43. 43. There were 42 other warriors out there who had made the exact same mistake I had. There is a support group, Crix offered helpfully. They meet on Thursdays. Maya laughed and walked out, leaving me alone with my shame and my idiot friend. Later, after Plix cleared me to leave medical, I went back to that bar. Maya was there again, same table, same drink. I walked up slowly this time, respectfully. May I sit? I asked. She gestured to the empty chair. I sat down carefully. Everything still hurt. I owe you an apology, I said. I was arrogant, dismissive, rude. Yeah, you were, she agreed cheerfully. But you are not the first. And honestly, the look on your face when you realized you were actually losing was worth it. I want a rematch, I said. Someday, when I have trained properly, when I understand what I am up against. Maya studied me for a long moment, then nodded. Still, train hard, learn our combat styles, adapt to low-gravity environments, and maybe, just maybe, you will last longer than 15 seconds. 20 seconds, I corrected. It was definitely 20 seconds. It was 12. Crix called from across the bar. We both laughed. I learned something important that day. Humans do not look dangerous because they are not built like warriors. They look unassuming because they come from a planet that tried to kill them every single day of their evolution. They are not strong despite their size. They are strong because of what their world demanded from them. And me, I am Vex, former champion of the 3rd Fleet, current member of the I Got My Tail Kicked by a Human support group. And you know what? I am okay with that.